Good morning, everybody. The market continues its slow ascent toward the sell zone area. And I think it'll be a little tricky. Not too much economic news today. I don't think there's any, actually. But we'll get blasted with plenty of it throughout the week. And so far, we recognize what's happening here. On Friday is bullish price action at resistance. We had that move off of the low. It's kind of I don't know, I guess this whole thing has been unusual, with, you remember going back here, we had that, what we thought would be bottoming action, and it started out with a bang with the gap up and winds up failing. Remember the news, of course, everybody does. And then the continuation, and then the monster gap lower. And it was too much too fast. And we started this reversal, and that big nasty red bar. That was another unusual move, gapping up and closing as far as it did. I thought Friday would go a big further than it went. Your green room access has expired. Okay. Do you want to renew? I'll show you where. And if there's something else, Gibby, email me and we'll get that set up. But so where are we at now? Just look at my cursor and it scrolls with the others. It's up a little bit here this morning, and a little bit above that resistance area. So there's an unfilled gap here. Let's do this. Mark this off. Right there. Okay. So looking to the left where things are at, resistance area, unfilled gap, bottom of the range. And will it get there? I'm looking at that pivot on the daily time frame over there. Curve over to that. Just the bottom of these pivots right there. And a little area of that next area right there. Maybe it gets there today. So day to day, who knows? We look at what is right now. Markets are up. It's going really, really slow. Just look at the overnight data here, the grade area. Moving up, jiggling around. Maybe that's a bad tick. We'll look at the futures. But anyway, it's grinding its way higher toward that area of stiffer resistance. And the closer it gets there, the greater the probability that sellers are going to come in. And those that got caught up here, close to getting their money back, maybe some longs, overnight or over the weekend, moving up into that area, obvious place where people would want to sell. So now our job would be to look for the reaction there, see if we get some kind of a turn, how it looks at the end of the day. Of course, the factory work. Now, this, interestingly, the size of the gap, I look at this green bar on the weekly time frame, and it's big, wide range bullish bar. And so the gap down, part of what I wrote over the weekend was, in showing a line chart, it's like, okay, if you were out on vacation, no phone, no radio, no TV, and someone said, wow, did you see the markets last week? What happened? Pretty much unchanged. And so the gap down, and this was just a reaction to that after 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and the gap down on the fourth week, close to a support area, there was this reaction. So now we have a uptrend on the weekly time frame. We've got a downtrend on the daily time frame. We got the daily coming in to the sell zone area, no reversal yet. And so was this an overreaction to this news? Of course, we're going to get, PPI, CPI, retail sales this week, all additional information to guide as to whether that was just, an oddball situation and the market overreacted, We'll see. So now, does this, by the end of the week, we're going to know whether we have a narrow range bar, right? An inside bar, which typically what happens after a big wide range bar, you get a consolidation. If that was to happen, that would begin to build an area of, well, support or resistance, right, on the daily time frame. And we'd go bar by bar to see what does that communicate to us, meaning if it's going sideways throughout the week and it dips down and forms bottoming tail bars, or it gaps down on one of those economic news events and it turns into a green bar, that bar by bar price action would communicate to us that buyers are aggressive on the dip, and maybe we won't get a retest of this area, because that's normally what happens in this time frame. When you get a momentum move like that, you get some kind of a retest. And that's what we reviewed in the weekend letter, the last correction. And it wasn't a lower low, but we went over the market internals and guided as to what to be looking for in this coming week or two. So prices are right where you see them, gapping up a little bit near yesterday's, Friday's high, that resistance of that bar over there to the left. Between here and here, we could day trade it. We'll see it. But as it gets up there, the greater the probability that sellers are going to come in a more aggressive way. SPX today, last week's numbers were not touched. And these are our starting point numbers. So prices are, we saw on SPY up here. Could they get up there today? Of course, anything's possible. 5,400 is going to be a big sticking point. And if markets start moving higher at the open, you should be able to get this to like 54.15 or 10, right? Depending on how fast it moves. And you've got 5,400 as a whole number. You've got these resistance areas there. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near the 20 MA. Theoretically, it won't even get up here today. And so the bottom number, here it is. It's probably like most days, it's not going to get to either one. But this is a starting point, and depending on which way the markets move, and if it starts moving up, the premium at this number is going to start to evaporate, and you'd have to maybe go up 5 strikes. Right? So this is our starting point each day where the extremes are. Okay. Just taking a look. This is just a lot of messy charts, no matter where you look. Big nasty move, little reaction to the upside. Transports collapsed, and we talked about this last week in the green room about the thought process of momentum moves like this. And historically, you get another leg down, and we start looking for slowing momentum in an area of support. How do we measure slowing momentum? The distance between the lows. So if this was to come down here into this support, maybe a little lower, we'd see that if the lows start coming together, and that's the beginning of building a base. But we look at price patterns from the past. We see how they reacted at those times, and that gives us some guidance as to what the probability is in the moment. So with a momentum move like that, historically, it results in another move down. So with all the opinions that there are out there, oh, that's the low, it's going to go lower, this, that, the other thing, we trade price patterns. And so this is a pivot low that created support in the area where this was. If it comes down there again, there should be buyers. How many buyers? Who knows? Maybe it goes lower, and we see if there's the momentum begin to slow, and we see that the energy or the power to the downside begins to dissipate. Right now, this is just a reaction to an overreaction in the moment, clear and simple. NASDAQ 100. I guess this was over the weekend when I drew this talk, or last weekend. I had to forget anyway. I think it was over the weekend. Talking about this area here is a bear flag, and this potentially being a bear type of a flag. We always looking to the left for the resistance, and you can see here where prices are at. We'll go to the Qs and see they're probably up a little bit. Yeah, the futures are up there a little bit. So, they're going to come up into this resistance area right there, right into that area. And so at the bottom of there, let's go look at the Qs and see where they're at. All right. So they're kind of just grinding here, really not making much headway, just above Friday's high, similar to the S&P, just at that resistance area of that bar, the same big green bar. Um, Pretty much the same things pretty much everywhere. Right, the Russell collapse. Overreaction, yeah. I mean, to go from here to here in that amount of time, and an almost 15% move in a couple of days, extended, yeah, on support. Now it's at resistance. See how that unfolds. Mid caps. It was like sell everything. It was a fire sale. Sell everything. Big momentum down onto support. Buyers came in. Now we're going to see if this is a red bar ignored by the end of the week, the outcome is not going to be pretty, but yet to be seen. Semiconductors, same collapse. This fell almost 20% from the high. 30%. No. That must be points. That's not 80%. There you go. All right. 30%. 30% in a couple of weeks. I wish I had the historical statistics as to the biggest moves in a short amount of time like that in 2 weeks. Not that it just be interesting, not that it would tell us what to do. In any event, this will probably begin to bottom out before the others do. Historically, what leads the way down gets extended, historically begins to slowing momentum to the downside sooner than the others because it's already gone down so much. So let's see, this can get a little retest pattern. I think these semiconductor stocks should be, if they form the correct pattern, should be where there's a tremendous opportunity. So last week was, put spread heaven. Now, if we get this directional, directional trades will pay off handsomely. We just need the correct pattern on a short term. If things will move up, you can see where things are at here. Everybody's just waiting. It seems like for the opening bell to, see if we can get a little bit more upside going there. 2020, same thing, 40%. Okay. So that's that's big. 2020. Big. I'd be interested. What happened in 2000? I think 2000 was a slower erosion from the March high, and then it started to pick up momentum. Yep, they're down here. They gapped under the 200. They regained the 200. One of the what is it? Out of the S&P sectors, I think it was only consumer discretionary that's below the 200. Out of all of the sectors, there's only one. I'd have to go back and look at the matrix from over the weekend, but there's only one sector under the 200 MA. Financial, same story, collapse, retest, up into resistance, just, becomes repetitive. That got crashed. That held up, I guess, a little bit better, but it had this very substantial move to the upside. So regional banks, maybe they can form a better retest type of a pattern up here a little bit. So things aren't moving much this morning. Pretty much everybody's waiting to see where the turn's going to happen. You had internet stocks breaking down significantly. You can see under these pivot lows on the weekly time frame. This is not an S&P sector, but it's below the 200. It's coming up into resistance area, give or take in there. You had airlines collapsing. Oh, the consumer is still expecting the consumer to save the day. We shall see with those retail sales and Walmart's earnings on Thursday what that says. Just looking at other things here. If I hand it over to Dan, silver not doing anything here. It's on support. Needs to do some work. I think everything as far as swing trades go, other than individual stocks, need to do some work. Gold kind of sloppy. It is sloppy, but on the weekly time frame, it looks okay. Like maybe another week consolidating here, and I think that'll be a go. Crude oil up a bit. It's just been playing ping pong between support and resistance, over this year. Down at the bottom of the range, now getting close to the middle of the range. The depth of retracement here that's a positive. Let's see what it does. Like everything else, what are they going to do here in the next couple of days? And as this economic reports come out, it starts on Tuesday and Wednesday, the inflation and so on. So it could be an erratic week. Probably will be, as everyone assesses, how much further up can it go? How much further down are we going to go? And waiting for cleaner technical patterns that we can trade that give us a higher probability, calling the direction and hopefully not getting whipsawed. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I mean, we were saying it's a little difficult here. Just we got sell setups everywhere, but we also, got hourly breakouts and uptrends. But we find fantastic stuff regardless of what the market's doing. And we had I absolutely love, the trading in chaos when the spiders sell off and the VIX goes berserk. I even said one time in the green room that, I could just trade when Greg emails me and says, "Hey, our internals are bullish." That's all I need to hear. And then I'll come and trade for a couple days and go, back to wherever I am traveling the world. So we were 39 for 40 last week. So fantastic job. Our only loss, Don, if you're here, was this stupid put spread on Hyatt. We did it on this gap pullback and that one little stupid dip when Wednesday had that red bar stopped us out. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we did great. All right, alarms here, PGR. My up alarm went off here. Now this would have been a great directional on Friday, but I still put it in as a put spread. But if it is gapping up here, that's going to mess it up. UNG, I just had alarms off. We had this as a directional. Let me put this in a window. UNG. This is natural gas ETF. This is a bottoming pattern. You see the bullish new low divergence here. You had it taken out a prior pivot high. Oh, I lost my pivots here. I don't know why. All right, later on, I'll put them back on here. Oh no, they're there. There's a red dot. Why isn't this thing marked as a pivot? Oh well. So anyway, bottoming pattern, short-term trade, target, maybe 1550, 16, whatever. A Starbucks up alarm. This we did a put spread. I can tell the day we entered because I know the pattern. So we did a put spread last Wednesday, and it's been dead money, but it's a bottoming pattern, and it's our this Wednesday MT Live. We're going to be talking about the objectiveness of our technical approach, and this is support. I don't care about fundamentals. I don't care about your earnings or CEO blabbing. I don't know any clue what the news is this morning, but that's a nice gap. We can watch it as a directional also. Elf earnings 10:30. Yeah, that was earnings on Friday. Yeah, I remember looking at the gap down. All right, OIH alarm. Um, my up alarm went off, but I don't see any prints. We have this as a put spread over the highs. SVV alarm? Nah, that was old. Yeah, this was old. I said Friday that if this opened flat, we would short the heck out of it. Nice breakdown in the downtrend, but yeah, that's old. All right, just a couple quick earnings here, and then we'll go to my big interest list. All right, ESPR was up, now down, no interest. This one, 2250. Let me see how much. Wow, recent IPO, not doing so hot. 30-minute low. Let's see what it looks like. Another one, light volume, downtrend. I don't know, we can find better. Crew, just beat up. I don't know what this news was, but big old void. 30-minute high idea. Cisco, I think, got a downgrade. Little sell set up here. Bearish weekly, monthly. So that's a short watch. Hotel Echo. I don't know if it was official earnings or profit warning, whatever. But that's a nasty gap, but no pattern. JetBlue. It's not earnings. It's they're raising 3 billion. Oh, thanks, Patrick. They're they're raising 3 billion. Something I learned on CNBC this morning. I rarely say that. They they said that they're securing this $3 billion loan with their rewards program. And I don't know if it's true or not, but the guy said so many airlines, their value comes from their reward program, not from flying people around. I'm like, wow. I'm like, that is taking the Hewlett, whoever was the first printer, Hewlett Packard cartridge model to a new level, you know? I was like, oh, we're gonna go in the business of an airline. How are you gonna make your money? Oh, my rewards program. What do you think? That's getting whacked pretty good. IoT, this was on Sam I Am's list. I would like it to go sideways a little bit more, and then yeah, target 42 prior high. IoT, that's same, needs to chop around here, top of the range, but has a bigger void, and I like the bear sandwich on the weekly. So that's the watch. These are all on Sam's list. Sam, this one's up too much for me, bottom of the range to the top, but it is bullish daily, weekly, monthly. I did look at this for a 780 put spread, and there was either no juice or too spready, one or the other. And then water is a sloppy buy setup, but I like the 180 and the 123. And we're active traders, so sure, you can go up 1 to 3 days. Set an alarm on this. This eyeball in 333, and we'll see what alarms go off with the market open. But that would be a great 30-minute high trade. In fact, I'll put that right here. I see Nvidia new high pre-market here. Uh, Nvidia looks higher. Google top of the range, but it negated that sell setup yesterday. I mean, we would never have shorted that as a sell setup because it's a very poor quality one. But that as a void, but Nvidia as a day trade is substantially better because it's coming out of this base. And this has room to the 20. That's natural spot. So 30-minute high, I'll consider a pit spread on that also. I see Amazon at the high here, pre-market. That's a nice gap in pre-market. That's a day trade long idea. The other FANG's doing nothing. So let me just move on to my big old interest list here. Alex, these are a couple from your list. From the Burdick, buy setup with a 5-bar turn. GEHC, I love 180 reversals with a downside shakeout, closing breakout. That looks great. There's no juice for a put spread, but let's keep an eye on that for a directional. AMBA, nice bottoming pattern. Not bad, not my bad. It's a nice Climo with a 5-bar turn. I got Starbucks on the other computer, so let me put AMBA here. And there was also no juice. I looked. Greg mentioned Ulta in the weekend letter, saying he doesn't know why it's down so much. All women need makeup. And that's why we don't trade fundamentals, right? This thing's down from 577. And it's just look, it doesn't have 2 green bars in a row since this breakout failure. So that is pain. But you know what? I'm gonna watch it anyway. Key has a big investor. Man, that's a big gap. I always say put tape over the price. Look, it's gapping off my chart to the upside. So, nothing to do with it though. CMG, we are long calls and put spread. Akamai, ideally, it gives us 2 inside bars. Charlie Bravo is another buy setup with a multi-bar turn. Charlie Bravo, I like. CAG alarm just went off. That was in the letter, I remember. And again, this is a no-brainer put spread. But again, they say there's no juice or 2 spread, one or the other. But that's a great trade. Now I like this one a little better than Sam's Water, WAT, but they're the same flavor of a sloppy buy setup with a void for 1 to 3 day pop. CAG alarm went off. So that's another buy setup with a potent turn, gapping over the entry. So that looks interesting. I'll put that in a window. Alex, your WFC alarm. My alarms are early, but yeah, last week's high. So I'll set a higher alarm now, 5320. And hope it doesn't hit in the morning. I love 30-minute highs on Monday because you just let things settle down and get their sea legs back. All right, so this water here, Sam, is down, which I like. So now I can move on and let my alarm do its work. Let me put CAG here. All right, Starbucks, I see, holding well. Let me see what our put spread is at. Come on, my mouse is deciding not to work now. That's 20 cents, Starbucks. Let's just move stuff. That's a nice gap. I mean, that would be a new put spread idea if we were not in it already. 76.15, I'll move the stop.
These semiconductors have the best shot of at least moving up for this morning. Things don't fall apart. Markets are coming in a little bit, so I think spiders and Qs, they'll buy them as they come back on top of the 5-minute base or the gap fill.
Arm, up alarm.
There's a semi.
WBA, low alarm. That was a short. Yeah, Riley, yeah, I saw that gap down. We just gotta let it settle. Yeah, we're short the 10 puts on earnings. That's a nasty, nasty gap on Riley. Nasty. I am shocked how big that gap is.
Hmm.
SMH, up alarm.
SOXL is not moving. Unusual. SMH is moving up.
The alarm box keeps disappearing. What the hell? I got my message center, the alarms come up, and then the box decides to disappear in 10 seconds. Yeah, the semis look great.
Russell's reversing down, diving here a little bit. My charts are up if anybody wants to look at both or one or the other. I don't know. Can you look at both or can you have to pick one or the other?
Yeah,
It's weird.
let's
XL isn't moving.
this is Starbucks. It's 11 cents now. Let's cover half at 11. Yeah, semis look great. I gave a put spread. I'm gonna look at it to do a naked one myself. But yeah, IWM.
Maybe 5-minute 1, 2, 3 on the Qs here. Spiders are going back to the low of the day. Not a big deal. Things are just chopping around here a little bit.
All right, this was so I purposely gave a number where you would have to get a pullback. Let me see where we're at now. 210, 195. Oh, they're 64. Two, wow. All right, so we can get price improvement. Actually, let me do a narrower one.
Dan, oh, look at SMCI for a put spread. I mean, maybe it's one of these midpoint things that you talk about, but there's insane premium. Earnings aren't until November.
The problem with him is, without me even looking, is they're all expensive, so you can't get a good midpoint. But I
But
mean, look,
maybe go further apart. I'm just saying, if you look at them, you can go down to like 450.
Starbucks ripping new high. PGR came all the way in.
SMCI is going to split, Patrick, or Starbucks? Okay, that'll be good. That'll be a good trading stock.
All right, PGR cancel. All right. UNG is a go right here. Same stop. We got a little buy set up here.
I got to deal with something here. Be back in a bit.
This CAG, let's see what it's doing. CAG, let's change it to the 5-minute high, which is 30.47. Starbucks ripping. I got filled on my SMH at 65. PGR, we're out. I mean, I'm not giving. Arm. Arm was over 120 spot 30. So the put spread 107, 102. It's only 36 cents. So I don't know. It's under this bar. No, that's not at all. It's 210.88. Thank you. Yeah, I was off by $10. Yeah, 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 of course. Yeah. Yeah, I need to fix that in the letter too. Yeah, thanks. See. Oil's popping here, so there should be some ideas there, you all. Wait, shit, what am I doing here? SMH 210. Oh shit. I did it wrong. Um, wait, low, 211. All right, so we're shorting the 210s. But yeah, I did the wrong other one. All right, that's why the premiums went up. You heard me saying, wow, we got price improvement because I did the wrong long put. Correct. I'm in it though. I took the wrong one. Yeah. Uh, all right, so yeah, that's how it was in the weekend letter. Okay, so that's what, or no, I got to fix the stop. All right, well, one by one, I'll get things fixed. Yeah, SOLV low alarm. We did a third lot, but that's an early alarm. It's also new alarm 5850. Yeah, we're coming in hard here. So let's go into chill mode. All right, OIH. Yeah, I'll fix the it's supposed to be 21088. That's what I'm gonna fix in the letter. All right, OIH. Let's see where we're at here. 290, 285 for 85. So I doubt that's filled. 290, 285. Oh, it's 70. What did I say? OH 70. I said 85. All right, I'll put an order out. But now the question is, right, Don, the question is, do we want to keep 85 or is this trade okay? Is this trade okay for to start at 70 cents? All right, well, I sent it at 85 while we have this discussion. Yeah, no alarm. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and do a half lot at 70 and I'll look to add on OIH. All right, yeah, I guess rely on my alarms. All right, so this is how I'm gonna. It's a um put spread, but I said with the bullish move, we might be able to get some others, but I'm just way too busy to go hunting right now. Let me see if I get filled at 75. Nope. Yeah, yeah, that's an excellent point. They're lagging. You're right. You know what? So I'm not, I just don't want to rush. No, that's not a flag. It's just bearish consolidation. But I'll change this back to 85, my order. And I'll just keep an eye on it. I'm not in a rush here. I'm out there for 85. Square is a call spread under Friday. ARM, we talked about. Hershey. Well, put spreads, I don't care because that ain't gonna trigger, so there's no harm. Tesla, KMB, same with that. Knee. All right, so we're weekly options trader, nothing is triggering of interest. CMG doing nothing. We have put spread and long calls. Yeah, so these look like, yeah, we're getting sell setups now and oil. Coin, oh, coin lower down. All right, coin, we got a put spread. It's an early alarm, so I'll just reset it. But yeah, Bitcoin is weakening a little. Now let me look at the advisory letter trades. LKQ triggered at $40 puts. LKQ. WBA triggered. RHI alarm. We're looking for a pullback, get a put spread. You know, there's some talk about Iran starting their bombing thing now that the Olympics are over. I didn't know warlords were so polite. Maybe they thought the retaliation would be worse if they did that. I don't know. I'm not a bomb expert. Where? Alarm. All right, this was a call spread. Let's see where the juice bar is. Banks are falling hard. Semi's holding up, but at the day's low. Square 64.67. There's no juice. No juice right now. Midpoint is 23. Wow. Or nowhere near it. This could be a short. So sell set up a resistance. You know, it's a bull weekly reversal though, but you know the drill, you just don't expect a new high. Let me watch this on a little bounce. Let me put square here instead of AMBA. You are Intel dogging it. You are a dog, man. Wait, this shows a bottoming tail. There ain't no bottoming tail. It's at the day's low. That's weird. There's no tail there. Yeah, yes, continuation breakdown, sure. Yeah, that's a dog. 821, you're good there. Yeah, that thing couldn't bounce. All right, yeah, that's short of half lot. And check call spread. Zoom here, I don't need IH. Yeah, it's a mess. I mean, look, yeah, banks came in hard. Not in a rush to do much here. All right, WBA. We bought puts. Up too much for me. Needs to go sideways a whole lot more for me. No, I noticed earlier the Lily got an upgrade. It's still holding strong. All right, Amba, Alex, now I like it better. I'm just going to set a new alarm, 4360. Well, Prue is flat, gave it all up. Starbucks acting great. Let's move it under 77. Midpoint is 7. SPX, let me post. CMP's holding neutral. Check the put spread. 53.51 for a quarter. Wow, nice pop here on the 5-minute chart. It's not a 10-minute, a 10 a.m. number. Yeah, no, you can definitely work a cell setup for better entry. NVIDIA's flying here. I love this. Alex, has this ever happened to you? I'm getting all these tails today that do not exist. This tail is not correct on the daily. That happened on something on the Intel too. Really? Okay, well, look what Patrick said. Interesting. Wow. NVIDIA has massive juice. Let's do the hundreds. Hundreds 97, only 27 cents. So it's not as much as I thought, depending on where you want to go. Do the 101s. 101.98 is 35. Well, I'll check NVIDIA. That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah, NVIDIA, Alex, on TC is a tail too. Interesting. They get, platforms buy their data. So it's whoever their data source is, and there's competitors, of course, but it's interesting that they're all suffering from the same problem. All right, so yeah, I got one at 1 o'clock today myself. Wow. Oh, the Qs did 100% retracements. Wow. I mean, what, you got to put it into perspective on a 15-minute chart. Yeah, it's a little, blip, but the fact that it did that, if it can go sideways now until 3 o'clock, that's bullish with a void, target 20 MA. So the factory work now says watch the next pullback on a 5-minute chart, and we want it to stay in the upper 40%. That's simple. What's up, Sam? I am. You came out for breathing? Wow, there's still power in here. Shoot. There, SMH is nice, actually. I wish we had more. AMD. Hey, there's a catch-up trade. Um, we're chasing a little, but if you want to nibble here, and let me check puts as always. 130s, yeah. Or 129 is better. Yeah, I remember that on your list. Little bottoming pattern. CMG up alarm. I know Alex was talking about paradigm earlier. This big thing. Right, that's what, got climactic on a 5 minute chart. Spiders and Qs. IWM's actually getting its sea legs back here. Let me check 0 DTE on this. Threes or two. Well, fours, 23 cents make it for today. But I wouldn't do it after. Apple relative strength, when it gapped up on bad news, that was something to start paying attention. Depot is a mess. Costco, we did a put spread last week. It's still cruising.